guys, it's Grace, and today I have a little bit different of a video for you guys. I'm going to be doing my NSLC Experience video. So basically this summer I got to go on a once-in-a-lifetime experience for a summer camp, and I'm just going to be explaining why I went there, how I got there, what the program is, and everything like that. So if you've been found or sent to this video because you are thinking about applying for or going to an NSLC program, I'm here to tell you all the inside bits and bobs about the NSLC system and how it works. Also, if at any point in this video you feel like skipping around, I will have the major areas of what I'm going to be talking about down below and the times of when they are talked about in this video. So pardon me, but I have all my notes written down on here, so I may be looking at them throughout the video. Basically, NSLC is the National Student Leadership Conference. They are basically a summer youth leadership program that combines learning effective leadership skills with your area of interest on a college campus. Basically, what they do is they are bettering our leaders of tomorrow. I think they've been working for around 26 years. They're just basically training leaders in high school to become better so that they can better the community around them and their school, as well as just anyone around them. There are many different programs, including engineering, law and advocacy, acting, intensive, theater, and many more. If you have an interest, I guarantee there's probably a program for you. There are 18 programs in all, so again, whatever your interests are, there's bound to be at least one of them encompassed in one of their many programs. Most of the programs run for about 10 to 12 days in the summer, and there are many different sessions and locations of each. And they have different classes, trips, and events which are tailored to whatever program you're entering in. So obviously, like, engineering wouldn't have a law class in it. It would have all engineering kind of classes. Along with that, for every session you also have multiple leadership sessions where a guest speaker comes and talks to you and kind of gives you advice on how to be a better leader. For that like week and a half-ish or however long your session is, you will live on a college campus. So some of the colleges that the NSLC program was working with this year were Fordham University, Northwestern University, Yale University, American University, UC Berkeley, University of Washington, Georgia Tech, and Harvard. So who knows, you may be able to go and visit one of those colleges if you end up participating in the NSLC program. Now you're probably wondering, how do I apply to the NSLC program? Well, it's a little bit more difficult than you would think. You must be nominated or invited into the program. This could be because you got a really great PSAT score. It could also be from a recommendation from another student from your school that also went to an NSLC program. It could be from a teacher in your school that is working with an NSLC program, or it could be like any sort of educator, so like a guidance counselor or someone like that in your school that has worked with NSLC and has recommended you for the program. So basically, if you are invited, you'll get a little like pamphlet in the mail that shows all of the different programs and sessions and all that information, and then you can apply from there. You also must be 16 or older. Generally, you still have to be in high school, so it's like the summer before your junior year into the summer before your freshman year of college. They generally don't let anyone in college participate in the program, and they don't really let anyone under 16 participate in the program. I'm not 100% sure if that's 16 by the time your program starts or if that's 16 by the time you've signed up for the program. So if you meet both of those criteria, you've been invited and you are at least 16 years old, then you're ready to go. You can apply for any of the programs. Now, if you're wondering about programs like theater and acting intensive, which they have, that normally you'd think would require an audition, they do not. If you apply for the program early enough, then you will most likely be able to get in. now I'm going to go into greater detail about my experience and the program that I went into. I ended up doing the NSLC Acting Intensive, which took place at Yale University, and it was the first NSLC program that was more than 12 days. We were there for around 21 days, about 3 weeks, and it was a lot of fun. It was also the first acting intensive ever, so they had a theater program in the past, but I'm pretty sure we were the first acting intensive that they had ever had. It was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. I met so many great people with the same interests as me, and I made friendships that will last me for the rest of my life. Our schedule during the entire intensive was based off of our director's first year at college, and she was in the University of the Arts. So it was a conservatory style schedule, kind of. So it was very intense, but I'm just going to break down like what kind of classes we had, the leadership sessions, everything like that, so you can get an idea of what your experience may be like if you decide to go and do the acting intensive. We had 6 leadership sessions throughout the entire program. Those were led by a guest speaker, and he gave us leadership advice, how to work with other people, how to be better people ourselves, and then also how to, you know, be a leader and what it really means to be a leader. And he also gave us the opportunity to kind of open up to everyone else around us and really bond us together throughout the whole experience. We had 4 core classes, and we had 6 of each of those classes. Each of them was taught by a different professor. We had classes such as scene study, character development, or acting on camera. We had 3 of character development and then 3 of acting on camera by the same professor. And then we had voice and speech class and text analysis class, which are actual legit classes that you will see in college if you go to a conservatory style college, or even if you don't. In some BA programs they definitely have similar classes to that. And then we had 4 workshops during our time in the program, and those were taught with TAs, which I will go into explaining a little bit later. And then they were just in the thing that each TA specialized in. So we had like an intro to ballet class, we had a conquering callbacks class, a audition or an audition prep class, and then we also had a improv and sketch comedy class. Along with that, we also took 3 trips to New York City where we saw 3 Broadway shows, and then we also had free time in New York City and stuff like that. And then we also had a few other trips. We went to the Yale Cabaret and saw a show. We went to the Williamstown Theater Festival in Massachusetts and saw a show. And then we also went to a water park, which was our day off, which was nice because it was it was a fun time and it was not stressful, so that was nice. Then along with everything else, we also had this thing called TA rehearsal. So TAs are team advisors, and they're basically counselors, and they kind of like organize all of our activities. They organize like our creative process during the TA rehearsal time. And they also went to every class with us and just like made sure all of us were there and we were all okay and stuff like that. I feel like they were just like an older sibling or something like that instead of a counselor, because we had a lot of free range and stuff when we were responsible on our own and for our own things, but they were just kind of like crowding us together and overall organizing us, but we had a lot of like independency and stuff like that as well. During TA rehearsal, we created a devised theater piece, which is basically like when you create an entire play by yourself. So you write the script, you do all the costuming and the tech and the performing it and all that kind of stuff. So we created those in our TA groups, and then yeah, they also came to classes with us, they organized field trips, stuff like that. Then we also had socials, which were a great time to meet some new people in your program that you hadn't talked to before. So there were games, there was cake and food, and there was also a casino night where we got to interact with all the programs on campus at that time. Usually the socials are only with your program. Now that I'm over with the program and I've come back home, I guess you're wondering, what can I do now? Well, I can recommend teachers and educators that can recommend others. So I put down a few people in my school few of the teachers and like counselors and educators that I thought would be qualified enough and would like to work with NSLC to recommend other students in my school to be eligible for the program later. I can also recommend students from my school as an alumni, so I can just go directly instead of going through another teacher. I can directly nominate other students to be eligible for the program. I can also receive a $40,000 scholarship arching over the 4 years that I'm going to college from any of the schools that NSLC is currently working with. So any of those that I listed previously in this video, if I end up applying and getting into that school, I'm eligible to apply for a $40,000 overarching scholarship for that school. I can also become either a TA or an ATA. So again, a TA is a team advisor, and ATA is an assistant team advisor. So now that I'm an alumni, I'm eligible to become and apply for a TA job in the NSLC program when I get into the summer before my sophomore year. I can apply the summer before my freshman year, and then I could possibly be a TA the summer before my sophomore year of college. So basically, in order to do that, I just go onto the website, apply, and I will get accepted in whatever program relates closest to my degree and my interests. So I could become an acting intensive or theater TA for another program in the future. I can also help others choose to come to NSLC. So basically with the alumni, they get the opportunity to talk to students who are thinking about coming into the NSLC program. That's why I made this video, so that if you are debating whether or not to go NSLC and go into one of their programs, then you can look at this video and see what it's all about. So I encourage you to go do it. It was the best experience of my life. It's a little on the expensive side, especially for the acting intensive, but if you can pull it together and you can raise enough money and you can work for it, I definitely recommend doing it. I wouldn't have given it up for the world. I loved it so much, and I love meeting the people and just everything about it. Some of my last thoughts. Yes, it is very expensive. At least it was for the acting intensive. It was around $5,000 for the acting intensive without any airfare, because I ended up driving. So if you have airfare added on top of that, it's even more expensive. So if you can, if your parents are willing to pay for it, great. But if they're not, I would definitely say working towards that goal of raising that money is definitely worth it if you are really passionate about going. They also offer scholarships too, I believe, to go to NSLC, so you can definitely apply to one of those. It's worth it if you have the extreme need for a scholarship. I would definitely go through the experience again if I had the same people in it with me. I don't know if I would do it again if I could bring all 50 of the other, or 49 of the other kids that went to that program with me along with me, because I just wouldn't want to ruin the experience. I love all of them so much, and I feel like if we could all just go back and do it again, I would do it in a heartbeat if I was with them again. Now, there is one negative thing that I have to say out of this entire video, and this applies mostly to the acting intensive, and I'm sure if you're going into next year's program or thinking about it, they will have already fixed this, as we were the guinea pigs, so they didn't really know what they were getting into or getting us into. But I would just say that we didn't have a lot of free time. We did end up getting homework from some of our professors, which the program director and the TAs were not expecting. We didn't have any free time to complete that homework, so it was a little bit of a struggle, and most of us didn't get any sleep trying to finish it, but they did try to work with us and gave us like 3 hours off on one day that I don't think they were planning originally to have off. So that was good. We ended up getting more free time as we went through, but it was just kind of a little bit difficult with the homework aspect of it. That was the only negative thing that I have to say about my entire experience, which I think is a little shocking if you ask me, because I don't think I've ever had a better experience somewhere before. That was the one thing that I really didn't like, but I'm sure they'll have that fixed by the time you go to NSLC. Please do. Please go and apply right now. If you're thinking about it, if you're debating it, just do it. do it, do it, do it. It's the best experience. If you're planning on doing NSLC because you want to know, whether acting or theater or whatever you're interested in is going to work for you for the rest of your life, do it. It definitely answered all my questions. Although it only reassured me that this is what I actually want to do, I know it will make the decision for you. By the end of your NSLC experience, you will know whether or not that program you went into is what you want to do with the rest of your life. And I think that is the best thing that a program can offer. So I know I talked for a really long time, but I feel like this was a really important video to get out there. I hope this helped you if you're thinking about going to NSLC. Do it! And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you've gone to NSLC, if you're thinking about it, what your favorite thing is about NSLC, anything, any questions that you have that I did not answer in this video, feel free to comment down below or email me. My email is always down below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. My previous video will be on this side, and my previous vlog will be on this side. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.